is for me. Probably what I'm doing. Every day in the studio. Every day in the studio. Every day no fully shit. In the streets with the Yeezys on. In the streets with the hoodie up. In the streets gotta get it.
Play. And then Cost would go, no. And then I would go game. This is the Play No Game show / podcast. You already know. We're different. We film. We're different. But we have, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm surprised. We have a returning guest. Well, what more can I say? Artistically angelic, great mindset, goal-oriented, dope-ass human being,
Ooh.
Bella.
Thank you.
You like that intro?
That was pretty good.
Hey, I've been working on
I was
it.
like, okay.
I had to switch you up, like, where are we going with this? Where are we going with this? I just want to say welcome back and welcome to the Play No Game show.
Yay. Thanks for having me back.
It wasn't a thing. It was totally cool. Yo, I'm glad that you came back. I was surprised when you were like, "Oh, we want you back." Or you not want you back. You want to come back. What sparked that?
Well, I like supporting what like black operated things. I'm just like, let's all like support each other's like endeavors and like stuff. And I had fun. I like talking about things.
What?
So,
What, you like talk about things?
yeah.
Give us an update. What have you been up to since our last show?
A lot of stuff. I'm writing a new manuscript. I'm working with Stick Design. We're going to be doing a bunch of cool projects together. I have this like crazy idea of like making this book also accompanied by like a short film.
Oh.
So it's going to be I'm trying to dabble into everything that like I can do with my writing. And I'm excited. I've done a lot of gigs for like a lot of schools. One of my poems is going to be in a symphony in a couple months, which I'm kind of stoked about.
What?
Yeah, like life's been weird, but it's been fun. Yeah, I've just been having fun. I finally feel like in a good creative space where I'm just like happy and like I'm back in that like mode, and I really like the mind that I'm in right now, I guess. I feel like I've like come out of like, I don't know. I'm in my like creative space and I like being in that like mindset. So it's been fun. I like it.
So, let me make sure. So it sounds like you're in your bag.
I've been securing bags. I'm not going to lie. Like, I've been securing the bag. I've worked with like Planned Parenthood.
Damn.
I've worked with Campus Compact I've worked with a bunch of like people, and it's been nice for people to like reach out to me and like want to work with me, and I've like been kind of honored by that as well. And I'm like, I don't know, it's been fun. I just want to keep creating and finding ways to connect with people through writing and art and all the ways that I can do it, and supporting like the Black community in Portland, and like all of us coming together and just supporting each other's endeavors and supporting each other's dreams and making them happen. So.
Wow. No, I've always like appreciated that positive energy about you. When I just feel that like people just say it, but I feel that you genuinely, it was like you don't even know, like when you DM me, you're like, oh, I just want to hop back on the show. I was like, really? And then, like, because like my plan is still to, was to like have you back on, but I was like, oh, so soon. I was kind of like, I was like, maybe I need to get, another level and things like that. But no, I like genuinely like feel that, and I just wanted to say thank you.
You're welcome.
From the bottom of my heart. And I also want to let you know that your episode, and not just the cap or anything like that, because I have you on, it for me. I had a lot of interesting conversations.
Yeah.
From different people about like how me and Cos were talking to you, some of the things that you were saying, and once again, I just wanted to say, at least just on camera, just commend you for that whole conversation.
Oh my God, were they like bad? Or
No, they're.
I was like, oh my God.
No, they were good. They were just kind of like people were just saying like I never look at trauma in that way, or like they like enjoyed our like back and forth on like our different words. It's been a long day.
Different.
Yeah, differentiating.
Differentiating.
Like opinion.
That's a lot of a word though.
So many words. I was like, so no, and like that's really what this show is about, is for us to like really, because there's a lot of spaces, right? There's a lot of spaces where there can be echo chambers where you say this, you say that, and like there's literally no space where, all right, we can have different opinions and still respect each other.
Oh, for sure. I'm all about the healthy arguments, or like the healthy disagreement.
Exactly. So, I at least just want to make sure before we get off into Robert's weird, twisted world of relationships, things like that, popular culture things. Is there anything that's been brimming? Because you said you have lots to say. I just want to make sure that we're not skimming over anything that you've been up to that you may want to give us an exclusive about that is going to be coming.
No, I think I said it all.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I said it all. If anything more happens, I usually post on my social media. But
you want to drop it?
It's at Bella_soul_. Yes.
All right. I was trying to sneakily drag out you. Like, we were supposed to film last week, but you had a competition.
I did. I'm the queen of canceling, man. I was like, but I'm also the queen of not knowing my schedule. And then I was like, oh. And I ended up making it to the next round. I'm in it tomorrow again.
That's why I was being a little sneaky about. I wanted to speak on that.
Oh.
You see, I'm getting better with it. You like, where he going with this? I be learning.
Yeah, I'm in it tomorrow, which I'm shocked. I was just like, okay.
Did you use any new material for, or did you use
my last week's one was, I would consider new material. And then this next one is I'm gonna do one tomorrow that I haven't done in a while. That I haven't really performed that often.
Okay.
That I really, really like. So we'll see how that one does. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I enjoy it. It's like fun. It was fun to be in a competition setting again, I guess. And actually, I didn't know how it all worked, so I was happy to make it to the next round. I like to stay clueless about those things because I'm like, if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, I'm still a good writer.
Is there any way we can support? Even though this will be
you
out
can
way before,
watch
but I want to post about it.
Yeah, you can watch it. It's like poetry battles. I'll post it, and then you can like repost it.
I will definitely on the Look Here page and as well my personal page.
Yay! Thank you.
Oh, no worries. I just at least wanted to summon that because that's something that you're very well, and I know I'm not going to, because you're not like how do they say it? I'm not gonna like tap dancing creature or like, I'm like, oh, say a poem on here. I at least wanted to like talk about. I know that's one thing that you do, and like you said like seriously like, oh, I have a competition, so I was just curious.
Yeah, that's how you could support. Yeah.
Well, I will make sure I definitely post about that tomorrow, and then I get that information. But all right, it's time to take off the gloves. So, another reason why I love having you on is because one of our feedbacks we get from the shows is there's two guys and a lot of testosterone and peens and things like that, and there's not enough divine feminine energy.
That's me.
Exactly. And there's a lot of topics that we've always said, like between me and Cos, that we would love just a female's perspective on, to just get, representation and just like a person who can think fairly. Mm-hmm. So One of my friends exposed me to this guy. His name is Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels, image consultant, done a lot of different things, and he's been out a long time. I'm gonna tell you guys, look him up. But like, not just Kevin Samuels, but just a lot of these different YouTubers that are coming up and things like that. Talk about what a what. Look at my notes. Look at me. Look at me, guys. Where's it at?
So you need the little headpieces where they like whisper in your ear.
I need one of those. The topic of they're talking about is a quality man / what is high value. And highly high value person. And I guess what I want to just consolidate down is, from what I'm gathering from these people, from like Kevin Samuels, MTR, and other female YouTubers, their names are escaping me or things like that. I've been hearing a lot in our culture what a high value man is, and I kind of gave you some prepping,
Yeah, because I had no clue.
Just out of curiosity, and this is also one of the reasons why, y'all, I really love her, because she doesn't get caught up in social media stuff. I just stay on top of things because I got to give y'all the medicine, things like the candy. When you hear what a high value man, right, is, what does that mean to you when I say that?
I want to preface this by saying that I think everybody's definition of that is different.
Facts.
And like respectable, my definition of it, I like people with a passion for something, because I have a passion for like writing and creativity and like art and connection through that whole world. And like for me, it's like if you have like a passion about something, that's what kind of like makes me like attracted or considered like high value. And then also if you're like, I'm trying to like get my words. For me, a high value person would be somebody who's like passionate, like fun, and like, I don't know, who like knows themselves, I guess.
Ooh.
Like, that's my whole thing. I like, if you like know yourself and you're passionate about something and you're just a genuinely just like good person to be around, and I feel really good around you, that's like high value to me. Because I feel like you don't come across people that genuinely make you feel good a lot, and I feel like those people are high value because they're hard to come by. Like, I feel like those soul connecting people, like, could you meet God knows how many people in your lifetime, but I feel like there's the select few that like just really make your heart happy, and I feel like that's what I consider high value. But I know that that's like very different than what is going to be explained.
All right, now let me know what's going on. Now, you ain't gotta say names. Don't out your girls, because because I want you to kind of ask me the same thing later about what we think a high value female is, right? So I want you to out maybe some of your girlfriends. Don't use names, but like, what do you think? And once again, you're not monolithic. You're not speaking for all girls, but we're really trying to get a solution around this. What do you think a good portion of women think a high value man is, and what they should bring to a relationship?
I think
I love it.
I think that everybody's view is so different. Like, I have friends who are on the same wavelength as me. I mean, like, I can respect a woman who wants a man to like hold their own, because I also don't want to take care of anybody either. And then some women, they like a man to make some money and make a certain amount. And I'm like, if that is what you consider to be a high value man, I don't see an issue with that, because I also know that for some men, can I like go into a short story really fast? Like,
of course you can.
So I dated this dude went on one date with this dude when I first moved out here.
Okay.
And I worked at Starbucks because I moved up here, had a job, didn't work out, was flat broke, had the choice to give up, go back home, or stay, figure it out, and grow as a person. Mm-hmm. So I stayed and I figured it out, and I love who I am now. Like, Starbucks. I was working at Starbucks. He was going to OHSU to be an anesthesiologist.
Goddamn.
He didn't want to go on a second date with me because he thought I was lazy because I worked at Starbucks and I wasn't making a lot of money. And so his view of what a high value person is a person who has money in the bank mm-hmm. and like has a title. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay, that's not me.
Yeah, no.
So it's like, I respect it.
Uh-huh.
But I think I'm a great person. And I'm like, I can't shame you for like your expectations of the girl that you want. That's not me mm-hmm. right now. Yeah. Nor I don't know if it'll ever be me that'll have like that much money in the bank. Yeah. But I feel like for some women it's the same thing. They want a man with a title. They want a man who can take care of them, and like a man who can provide or like match them equally as well, like financially.
Okay.
I know that's gonna.
No. There's nothing wrong.
I hope that like clarifies.
That clarifies, and I'm just gonna pull a little bit more because I also don't want to interrupt you because. Cops be like, blah, blah, blah,
no, please, because I talk a lot.
Well, great. We both talk a lot. We're supposed to be, talking over each other. No, I would one eloquently put, and there's points I want to just point out, but I just want to just bring you the same thing, and then you can ask me the same questions back.
Okay.
What are some of the toxic things in the powder room? Making it more gendered mm-hmm. that you keep me like. Okay, sister, honey. Also, I don't. That is an unrealistic thing, and we'll kind of define wants, needs, and all that stuff in a moment. Because I'll give you like an example where like if I'm like in the guys locker room and the guy's like this is what I want, and like in a high value woman where she cooks, cleans, and has a full-time paying job, where I'm kind of like. The percentages of that happening, and especially if it's a high profile job, you're going to have to cut her some slack somewhere. Like, that's a little like, she's got to do all this stuff. In a modern day relationship, unless you're being a 6-figure man and you're bringing all stuff where, her working is optional or this is optional, mm-hmm. then you could potentially barter for that. But if you are in a modern day relationship, we cutting this down the middle. Homeboy. But, and like, that's some of the, I would just say, and that was a horrible example for something that's super toxic, but that's just like, I would tell that person that's potentially unrealistic depending upon, the math of you and or this relationship. Mm-hmm. And I just know for me, I hear a lot of unrealistic expectations, not just put on men and just on men, but just on women too, where it's kind of like my partner should do this, and this, and then we forget about the guy or the gal who works the 9-to-5, has an honest job, mm-hmm. and has $1 in a dream. Shout out J. Cole.
Oh, I love J. Cole.
and because everyone wants to be J and B, right?
Well, you have to support the journey.
That's where I'm going. That's what I'm going for. But no one wants to be that. No one wants to put in that work to get there. No one wants to put in that work to get there.
That's where I feel like I love when people have a passion for something. Because if you have a passion, you have somewhere you're going.
Okay.
And it's like, like if you happen to, in like my dream world, mm-hmm. meet J. Cole, fall in love.
Well, his wife has something to say
I know. I'm like, if he was single in another life, and then it is what it is. But it's like, I don't know. I feel like you have to, if somebody has a passion for something, and you want, and I don't know. I feel like that means they're going somewhere. I feel like. You also have to, like, because everybody has to get to that point. And I guess, like, a lot of people just want people at that point already, is what I'm gathering.
Thank you. Thank you. So, because I'm hunting for this. Because
you don't want some... I think what gets misunderstood is that, like, people don't want, for, like, girls who are, like, interested in men, they don't want some lazy guy who's, like, just whole purpose in life is, like, doing nothing and like just not just not doing anything, I guess.
So I'm seeing this phenomenon way more, and this is where I kind of like, and once again, I encourage everyone to listen to the Kevin Samuel things. Obviously, you know, both parties have definitely things to work on. You know, I'm not trying to be too much of the tone police and things like that, but I'm just want to take out like the nutrients where like the day and age and stuff going on right now, like people like you and I, because I see us in, you know, later I'll define like high quality, you know, men and women where like we're in our journey stage. You know, I ain't counting your pockets, you ain't counting my pockets, but you know, you doing good, I'm doing good. It's just kind of like, and it's sometimes like it's not enough for certain people where people are like, you need to be here. Where like, I know last time I was talking about like, I hear certain girls like, I want a guy with 6 figures. What's wrong with a guy?
Nothing's wrong.
Well, I'm trying to put together like something that's you know, pretty decent.
That works at the bank.
Yeah, we'll say works at the bank, and he's like in middle tier management. You know, let's just say that's maybe like 70, 80K, and I could be grossly wrong, whatever. And like, you know, he may have, you know, an apartment and you know, a townhouse or whatever, right?
That can't take you to like Bora Bora.
Exactly, but like if you keep rocking with him or y'all do something together, y'all can do that as a team. But it's so set up where the regular Joe Smo or Joe Anna, there we go. That's not enough. And like you were just saying, it's just that not the connectedness. It's just they have to be at that endpoint right then and there. Like we're going to Tulum, Mexico. Like I'm funding all this. Like that. Like I get so much anxiety.
No, which is facts. I don't want to be like broke necessarily, but like finances aren't really what I never look at. I don't care what somebody's job is per se. Like I don't care if they work at McDonald's. I don't care if they work at the White House. I don't care. My whole thing is like, I'm going to sound so repetitive, but like if you just have a passion about something, that makes it all the worthwhile. And I feel like that's where people like, I feel like if you go after somebody solely based on this one aspect of them that's not remotely a part of who they are as a person, such a thing as like money. Because money can be here today and money can also be gone tomorrow. I work at the bank and I've seen people with so much money and then it's gone. And then I feel like you're left with this person who you're with now, like let's say it happens, who's now not as wealthy as he was before. Mm-hmm. But it's like, do you like him as a person or did you like his pockets?
And that goes both ways for like, I'm with this chick because of the status or like the looks I'm going to and things like that. Where like I'm to the point where if someone goes for something like that, by all means, it is what it is. But you can't complain or be like, there's not good men out there or there's not good women and things like out there. No, the type of person you want, there's a small percentage of that. And it's kind of like, why would they want you? Where it's kind of like, everyone wants Drake. And I can tell you right now, you clearly don't. We'll just say like, I'll work with, who do you think is attractive? Oh, you said J. Cole.
I think J. Cole is attractive.
I'm serious. Who do you think is attractive male?
J. Cole. Who else? I'm not a celebrity crush guy.
No one watches this podcast. Give a real person's name. Shout out your crush.
I don't have one right now. No. I don't. I don't have one currently. Okay. But if I were to personify it, I guess.
Okay, we're using J. Cole then.
We're using J. Cole.
But I just still see J. Cole as a sex symbol. Okay, what does it say?
You want me to pick a sex symbol?
Michael B. Jordan. I'm doing it.
No, I don't.
You think Michael B. Jordan?
I like the rugged look. Okay. Like that's why I'm just like I'm not the you can't look prettier than me when we go out. I cannot.
Michael B. Jordan.
He would always look prettier than me.
No, he wouldn't. I'll tell you that right now. He would maybe because I'm just a heterosexual guy. No. And don't get me wrong. And this is the thing that I appreciate about guy culture, where you'll wake up as a guy and you'll know your place in society. It reminds you every freaking day. I know my attractiveness level based upon how I go to the bar. Where if I go to the bar and I look to my left and I look to my right and the chick is there, I'm I know other guys remind you of your attractiveness level. Trust me. And I feel like I get a reminder about that every day. So I feel very comfortable talking about that. So, and this may be controversial, but I feel like that constant reminder, just like that compete type thing in guy culture, I'm not gonna lie, it really helps me. So I don't know if we can talk about that in girl culture, where it's kind of that whole all right, she a bad bitch. She's on a whole nother level.
I feel like girls are I feel like girls are more accepting of it.
Really?
I feel like guys don't think we are, but I know when a girl walks in and I'm oh, she's the queen of this bar tonight.
Really?
Hell yeah! I feel like guys think that we're sitting there fuck her. Oh, am we allowed to cuss on here?
Yes.
Oh, okay. But I was I didn't know how PG this was. Guys think that we hate. There's our girls that are like that.
Uh-huh.
Tis as there are guys that hate on. But a lot of girls are just dude, she's hot. Let her have her night. I will gladly walk into a bar and if I see another girl walk in and she's just rocking it that night, I'm girl, this is your night. You take the lead.
Okay.
Because I'm just and it's just I don't know. I feel like guys always think that girls are sitting there hating on blah blah blah, but I feel like girls are when we go to the bathroom.
Oh please!
Oh my
please tell me the secret.
We are complimenting each other up the wall. It's insane.
Do you think? Oh yeah. Do you think that since it's that overall? Oh no. Because you explain that. This weird thought just came to me where it's kind of because when you go into the bathroom, oh, she's pretty, she's this, she's that, and because there's that accepting culture of all, because I always believe that as whole people, men and women, we're the better halves of each other, and non-binary, whatever. Also, slay me if you want, but whatever, just those halves where it's kind of not preparing someone, or just say girl culture to this is the hierarchy system, because there is a hierarchy system. I'll die on that hill on the gram or whatever. I'll die on the hill because
hierarchy in terms
of attractiveness, things like that, where it's kind of it's almost kind of like you said, when someone has their moment, you're gonna give them their moment, but when a girl, let's just say a female who's a 5, and when she gets dressed up the best, she's a 7.
That's me.
Stop. You're gonna make me stop this fucking show. All right, this is me confessing my undying love for Bella right now. Bella, I'm gonna be 1,000% honest with you, and I'm going to, I shouldn't say great, but I'm gonna assess you on the Robert scale of how I see attractive women. You, in my opinion, and I'm adding in all the top tier bad bitches in there, okay? And this is no cap. This might be a clip. All right. So, and I'm just using Robert's scale. Obviously, I don't care if no one says you go off your eyes first. Bella, attractive as fuck. Let's start there. So let's cut that, okay? I feel like with or without makeup, you're killing the game. So we're starting there. So it's guys be thinking it's like when I go to sleep, is she gonna look like Tess? Is she gonna look?
That's facts.
Same. So there's that. Next, obviously, because I'm a mind person, you have a beautiful mind. Your brain lobes, I would want to massage them because they're delicious. I like that you are a woman who thinks for herself. Where obviously you are Bella first, and that's one thing I appreciate, that you are you first, and then everything else comes after that. And I like that we could have like conversations like that, like quenches my philosopher and psychological mind.
Yeah.
And like I feel like if I made a mistake with you, or like I said something that was that could be perceived as offensive or anything like that, you'd be like, the Robert I know, what were you trying to mean with this? Or I was hurt by this, say this again. And I'm like, oh shit, I didn't mean that. Or like, talk to me in a couple hours because I still don't see what you're saying, let's redo this in a couple hours. Oh, my bad. In 10% impact. I feel like you will work with me. And that's something, guys, we'll talk about. We'll talk about that. So there's that. And then lastly but not least, I can't believe I'm saying this on the show. I'm really attracted to females who have style. Like we're not we're not gonna get into the sexual things, but it's just like a chick who knows how to fucking dress.
That's the best compliment I could have gotten.
No, I'm just trying to
I put a lot of effort in my outfits. I can't even go to the grocery store without deciding like what I'm about to wear.
I'm a total heels guy. Like I like to be like brought into like I'm thinking about these wedges and like that. I'm like, nah, your pinky toe hanging out from the side. Don't do it, girl. But like I feel like you encompass all those different things, at least on my scale. And I did say, I'm giving you a solid 8.3. And why I give you the 0.3 and not just the 8? Because you have that girl next door fucking vibe and the voice. And one thing I always tell people I forgot to add is you're very passionate. And that's what I forgot to admit with the beautiful mind. Like, I love the passion and drive.
Woohoo.
So, yes. Like... because we're friends. That's if I was out there in the street, I'd be like, goddamn, ring. So we're gonna stop that. No, it's kind of like for you and your bracket, I feel like you're an above average female.
Woohoo!
Like no cap.
For above average.
Okay, I joke like this with my guy friends. But, like, I feel like I'm an above average male where it's kind of like, I know I'm not ugly, but I know I'm not, to the scale of, like, Michael B. Jordan and things like that. I think that might change if I have money in my pocket, but that's another story. And it's just kind of like, if I would transform into a girl, it might be you. I might transform into you. I feel like we're at, obviously the tie goes to, female. You're more attractive to me, but, like, if we walked in together, they'd be like, this makes sense.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. So we're gonna stop that. Okay. I was like, we have to no. And I think just bringing it full circle. I think just what I guess my thought what I mean think of is just like as a guy, like I know every day from the chicks that talk to me, the chicks that don't talk to me, the job and opportunities I do or do get remind me every day, and like I think I'm using this word out of context, but like the quasi, like everyone's your friend, like participation trophies. When I have kids, I'm going wrong with therapists, people. Like I'm gonna be like, son and or daughter, I'm glad that you got this, but in the world there are winners and there's losers, and there's nothing wrong. It's about what you do. Or it's kind of like I'm not gonna complain and be like, all right, I'm this type of dude. I'm just gonna work with what I have, or it's not like I'm gonna demean myself, or like. I still think I can get this type of person, but I'm also going to be realistic. Be like, I ain't got that kind of money. I ain't got that kind of status. So like it's a long shot, but I still believe in what I have. It's my heart.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's something that I was wanting to like. That just came to my mind. Was kind of like that realism. Like people just don't factor that in, and that's not just a female thing. It's just an everybody thing, and just like, oh my gosh. Sorry, I'm just had like a Jimmy Neutron brain blast of like information, but yes, that's what that just made me think of. Oh my gosh. Sorry, you talk about you talk a lot.
No, I do talk a lot.
So, anywho, because I was trying to be an excellent active listener. So, just going back to where we were. So, correct me if I'm wrong. We were just talking about just like girls being more connected, girls more as a unit, and just accepting anything else that us guys do not know, where I can take some notes and we can learn.
Like when we go to the bathroom?
Of course.
No, we literally just compliment each other or tell each other if we have makeup on our teeth yeah, it's literally the best camaraderie. Like the best compliment you can get is from the drunk girl in the bathroom telling you how beautiful you are, and you just feel better about your life.
Why not the drunk guy?
Guys make it creepy. They make it creepy.
Stop it.
Like in a certain context. Like the other day I was walking to Safeway to get a snack, and this black man was like, "You are so beautiful." And I was like, "Thank you." Like that was respectable. Like just like somebody admiring. But then like drunk guys at the clubs, they just take it too far. I had a guy literally stick his face in my face.
That sounds like a song. My face in your face.
It like literally stuck his face in my face and like literally breathed in my face to tell me I was beautiful.
Was it that drunk breath?
It was too much. It was way too much. I was like, no.
I feel so bad what I'm about to tell you. Like, the world is killing my hopeless romantic side of me. I don't want to out anyone. I read a message, and I was really sad in a group chat of mine. I received a message from a participant in there, and this person was going to go on a date, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this person was like, "I want you to be this happy to see me," and the person sent the person I know a message, and it was a person that sent this message to this chick, and the chick was like, no, the guy in that message, the chick was like, "Oh, good morning, queen. You know, you have a great day," and things like that. And she had like the one word response, she'd be like, "Thanks." And then I was just like, oh my God, his soul.
Oh no.
And it just made me be like, you know what? I'm gonna stop. I'm doing everything in real life. I'm not sending any more nice messages. I'm not seeing
I love a good morning text.
See, quality woman over here.
I love a good morning. I will never text good morning. I wait for it.
Okay, that's a bar. I wait.
I never text good morning because I like getting good morning texts. I think it's cute.
Do you give the good nights?
Sometimes, because sometimes the conversation just ends with me or them falling asleep.
Wow. Okay.
But like, or like I never really say goodnight because I always have something else to say. So then I'm just like, I will yeah. But I love good morning texts or good morning calls. They're always cute. Like all groggy and waking up and just like, good morning. They're my favorite.
So, I think this kind of leads us into 1 second. Oh, we're doing great on time. How do you feel about this? I've been coming to this like conclusion as well. I'm not gonna make this a female male thing, and I can also say males do this as well. How do you feel about our generation right now do a lot of, and we'll just say me and you are anomalies. I feel like we give people equal chances, even though you're like, kind of out of your league, but let me see if your soul is right. Mm-hmm. But how do you feel about people doing things for attention? Because I feel like a lot of people, when they get involved with someone, they're mainly attention seeking, or they're just trying to fill the void of time until whatever they're wanting to accept, whether it's just like, all right, I'm getting this boost, or like a guy, I'm entertaining this because, I'm waiting for this on the side. How do you feel about this attention culture going on?
Like, you're with somebody because of how they make you look, or like you just like getting like sexual attention from a guy, or like,
I'm not just thinking just guys, and just in general, because let's just
like
say,
attention in terms of like
we can just
like
say,
what type of attention? Like, because you're with somebody of high status, like that type of attention, or like, are you like lonely and then
exactly, yeah.
I feel like I feel like everybody should get comfortable being alone, because I feel like being alone is a necessity. Because like, I feel like even in a relationship, I feel like you can get lost in this other person, and then that just defines who you are as who you are with this person. But like, if you don't know who you are like by yourself. But I also support like not wanting to, like, just wanting to feel good and pretty and or handsome or whatever. Like,
Interesting.
Some people just want to feel hot for a night, so they want to get fucked and like and like, I don't know, like,
I support that.
I'm like trying to like figure this out. Like,
no, this is what this is about. No, wait. I support that. I'm just meaning because I champion a lot of just like emotional wounds that we all go through in like the dating culture and things like that, where it's kind of like sometimes, and this really kind of changed why I want to change up my dating app and things like that, where it's just kind of like I just see people just match with people just for attention, or when I mean attention, we're like, oh, hey, how you doing? You try to have like a conversation and then they disappear, or like you'll get to a point where you're like, all right, you try to set up a couple dates with them, and then they'll be like, I just really want to work on myself now, or like, oh, or this, where it's kind of like a lot of gaslighting, and I feel like in this day and age, if we would just be more open and honest with each other, where it's kind of like, oh, I want a one night stand, or
I say that all the time.
What?
I went through a whole, like, I guess you could call it like a hoe phase, but like, I feel like that's like a cool term. Like, I don't know. I'm like 26 now. I don't know what's cool or not. Like, I just went through a phase where like, I don't really care. I was gonna sleep around, do the thing, have some fucking fun. That was in 2019, but I was hella straight up with everybody I was with.
Why do you think that's so hard for us right now?
I just feel like people, I don't know. I feel like the more straight up you are about it, just the easier it is. Like, I don't know why people don't do that more often. Like, I feel like it just confuses stuff. I also feel like from like a girl's perspective, I feel like guys think that girls get emotionally attached when you sleep with them, but that's not the case. So they never want to say like what it is. And so like, if it's just a hookup for you, please let us know. If it's like you want it to be more, then like say something. But like for me, like in like the beginning of 2019, I let everybody know. I was just like, I am not interested unless we're doing this.
Bust it.
Bust
it challenge.
So it's just like, I feel like it's just better that way. And it's fun. Like, it's just like, you were both on the same page. And like, as long as the other person's okay with it and like, it's fine, then yeah.
Yeah, I know. One, that's why I like my, like,
I just feel like it's guys' weird thing where they're like, this girl really, really like, she's really attached to me now. And it's like, if you told her what it is, she probably wouldn't be.
I'm just gonna throw my hat in the arenas and just say that is like 55%. Like, I agree with you. Where like we just get this like implanted thing, but the rest of the percentage, because I'm trying to do math, 45%.
Because you can't sit here and like sleep with a girl, take her to breakfast in the morning.
Oh.
Or, like, make her breakfast in the morning, or text her, or, like, do all this stuff.
What you talking about?
And then be like, I don't know why she's so attached to me, man. I only took her out to dinner and took her to a movie and took her to a bar after.
This is, whoa. I can't have you slandering my guys like this.
I'm just saying, like, if you guys define what you want, which none of you guys...
Wait, this is getting good. I feel like if a guy, and this went with my experiment before I got into my long-term relationship, where like I had sensible conversations with chicks, and then I was like, yo, I'm trying to go on a date with you, or I'm trying to smash. Numbers went up, and I got exactly what I wanted. I feel like if a guy comes out and says that, and just going back to what we was talking about, depending upon their status in the world, it is more beneficial to be up close and like real, right? Now, there are very few, I shouldn't say few chicks like you. You're a unicorn. Let's just say this. I wish the mindset you had was adopted, and not just all women, just all people, where it's kind of like, say what you want, but like this so cool with like, you can't say what you want, because if you say what you want, then you're gonna get labeled like, oh, you just want me for the booty.
Yeah.
But you'll look like as a gigolo. It's so hard to.
Whatever.
True, but it's so hard for people to accept that.
It's just like if you want, but it's just like for me, if you want to go sleep around, do it. If they're gonna look at you like a slut, whatever.
Safe sex.
But like if you want to date around too, say it. Say it up front. That way, because to me, it's just like. I had a conversation. I will say his name on here.
Oh, dang.
He's my best friend. We have conversations like this all the time.
Okay.
His name is Tevin.
And
like, he went through a whole phase. He's like a beautiful person. Yeah. But like, he went through a whole phase, but like years ago, where he would like be talking to one girl, then talking to another girl on the side, and then wonder why they get mad. Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, why don't you just tell them you want to date around? And he's like, well, nah, I just want to do it. I'm like, then tell them you want to do what you want.
Here's why. No. Here's why. I know he was probably that. Like I'm pretty sure he took that advice. But it's so hard talking to certain women about like just being honest, because if you're honest, you're kind of.
What's hard about it? Do you think they're gonna like?
No, we
dragon attack you.
It's not dragon attack you. We know. We're kind of like.
Like I don't know what that is.
Here's fine. Like we know if I was to say this, guys have this certain feeling. We're like, you're right. All right, we smashed that one time or whatever, right? And guys kind of have a sixth sense. Like this person wants something a little bit more, right? And let's just say that happens in like a week span, right? Mm-hmm. And the guy's still figuring some stuff out. It's so hard to tell him, it's like, oh, I'm just dating around, because once you just say that, then you just lose the whole thing. Like, and the thing is, you're not giving this guy an opportunity to be like, all right, do I really want this? Or I really not? Because off the jump, we get the feeling of like, if we say this, then this person's totally going to write me off, because you know, I'm not all in with this process just yet. Like, yeah, like, you know, obviously you have to consent, you know, the sex and things like that. It's just so hard to like be open and honest with a person, because
you're like afraid you're gonna lose them.
You're gonna lose the opportunity.
Yeah, I get that, but I feel like you also lose opportunity when you're not honest, because then you also have to respect the other person. Like if they don't want to see somebody who's dating around.
Very true.
So then it's just like, maybe that's not, so then that's when you need to decide, okay, well, this is what I want to do. Do I want to stop that to like pursue this, or do I want to let her do her thing? and find the person who's gonna like.
I think for a guy, and we were having this interesting conversation in a barber shop when I was getting my hair cut. A guy in like 2.5 weeks knows what he wants from a chick. Give him 2.5 weeks and like you kind of know what he wants. Either he wants a relationship, he wants to smash you, or he doesn't know, but he's leaning more to one of the others. Mm-hmm. Even though the third option is hilarious, but it's just like he's leaning more one the other. Mm-hmm. Because if like he wants you to be around, like, all right, after the first couple times y'all do stuff, he's like, oh yeah, come to my boys' party. Like that's a sign. If you go into the boys' party and y'all ain't nothing, his friends going to evaluate. But they be like, oh shit, that's who's got you busy. Okay. And it's just kind of like, and now I feel like fucking Steve Harvey. I'm selling out my guys. It's kind of like, after 2.5 weeks, a guy definitely knows if he's like, I'm going to try to wife her, or I want this type of relationship. And my thing is, he definitely needs that time. Now, I'm not talking about the guys who are just like head over heels. They see one time and like that's it. I kind of don't believe in that just a little bit. But it's just kind of like you got to have that time, and you just, and I'm trying to really like put this into like words. It's kind of hard to be like, all right, when you just say this one thing or you're honest, you lose them in some type of way. And we're kind of like, we're on this like vibe. I'm really trying to figure out not just the sexual part, but just like I just want to see this out. Or there's some stuff they're trying to like handle out themselves. So, oh my gosh, this is delicious conversation. So, I would just say that I'm just curious about for chicks, or just for chicks in general. What do you think their process is? I say a guy knows what he wants in like 2.5 weeks.
I think a girl knows what she wants prior to meeting anybody.
Really? That quick?
Well, I feel like I'm in the mode right now where I'm just like kind of focused on myself.
Okay.
But I know that before encountering anybody. But I feel like a girl can kind of figure out what they like if they're interested in like pursuing like a new relationship. I feel like we kind of can figure out somebody in like the first like day of talking to them. Like what the red flags are and like what couldn't work out.
Well, as much as I want to show everyone that I am an angel and a saint, I've definitely hidden my killer intent. But I'm saying I'm pretty sure other girls have, trust me, girls have ran some despicable things upon me.
I'm sure.
But interesting. All
I
right.
feel like at least for me, after the first like date, I'm kind of just like, I can see where this is gonna go.
All right. How do you feel about I'm gonna call these guys my G League guys, right? Or
G
League.
Okay.
I'm putting this in basketball.
I'm not
terms.
cool. I don't know what that means.
No, this is cool. When I say G League, it's called the developmental league in the NBA.
Oh.
So, and I'm just to say, like, there's NBA guys that you're like, all right, I can see myself in a relationship with this person, things like that. How do you feel about, like, and I'm labeling these guys G League guys, where, like, you don't know, like, your first initial thought is, like, this will never happen, but, like, they keep trying, and, like, there's a lot of potential. How do you feel about guys with a lot of potential? Do you give them a chance or not?
Oh, yes. I feel like I'm the queen of that, I guess. Because I always look for potential.
So, do you think...
And people shame me for it, but I always look for potential.
Let's bring that out. Why?
Because sometimes it's like beating a dead horse. Sometimes you look so much for the potential and you have to accept who somebody is.
Okay.
I feel like that's with anybody. Like, you can't just, like, It's like the Ariana Grande song in my head. It's like you just like see this person that you want them or like you think they can be, but you have to like realize if it's like in your head or like is this actually what they are? So it could be a good thing, but I've also learned it could be a bad thing. But I'm all about potential.
So the next
I have a potential to be a 10 one day.
You definitely do.
I was like, I don't know what I can do. Should I get new shoes?
You're talking. You're talking about the rocket scale. A 10 in my book. That is a conversation for a different day. But an 8.3 is damn good. And I'm
just kidding.
I'm just saying.
I'm just joking.
No, you're good. You're good. I love the jokes. So let's just say this. So the next guy who slides in your DMs and he like on some wholesome shit, and he's like
on some wholesome. I was like, I don't really get a lot of wholesome. I was like, but let's in a different world.
Okay, what if he's like, okay, I got one for you. I'm gonna use something I did. All right, I'm gonna use something I did. I didn't do this, but I'm just trying to be funny. And clever. Hey, good morning, Queen. okay. Good morning, Queen. I really dig in, your performances, and you know what I'm saying. I just want to, let you know that you've been inspiring me, and I just want the opportunity to get to know you. So my schedule is. I got some time free. I'm get back to my sexy voice. I got some time free, Wednesday, Sunday. I would love to feed you. Is he getting a response?
Based off like I'd love to feed you. I mean, it's a little weird. But I'm a in real life person.
Okay.
I like to meet people in real life. I guess even though it's hard right now.
It's very.
That person would get a response. Like I respond to everybody. Because I'm just like.
You hear that, folks?
I'm like, thank you for noticing me.
But that's a potential guy. He's not being. He's not sexualizing you. He's trying to get to know you more. Mm-hmm. And, he's, trying to be clever in his own way, to garner your attention. Mm-hmm. It's just real life. No DMs.
No, like, DMs are cool. It's just, like, I am a girl. I, like meeting somebody that I've never met before that slid into my DMs is kind of scary.
All right, folks. I've said this in my personal life, but it's now a stamp. We do not slide in the DMs anymore starting in 2021.
No, slide into the
Nope.
DM. I'm not saying don't. I'm saying for me to actually want to, like, meet somebody that slid into my DMs, it would just take a lot of talking because I'm just anxious and paranoid. I would have to have seen, like, if it's somebody, I'll do, like, if it's somebody that I've met, like, at a show and it was just, like, a brief thing, or, like, somebody I met at a bar and it was just, like, a brief meeting, and then, like, they slid into my DMs after that, then I'd be like, okay, like, well, I met you. But, like, if you're just, like, a random person, it's kind of scary.
Kings, don't slide in the DMs. Do you hear that? Kings, don't do it. It's a trap. You gotta make sure you find them in real life.
No, not like that. I'm just saying, like, as a girl, like, it would have to at least be a daytime meeting.
Oh no, of course.
I'm not saying no. I respond to everybody.
Once again, if you made it this far, Bella's a unicorn. And, a lot of these other people be taking people's souls and turning, these good guys into fuck boys. And this is just a dirty cycle on both sides. But overall, I at least just want to say this. As always, I really want to have you back because I just love your perspective.
Maybe next time I'll be a 10, everybody.
Oh my goodness.
I'm just kidding.
With all the women in
What would everybody else rate me? What makes me an 8.3?
I just told you all the things make you 8.3.
What is your 10?
Well,
in retrospect, short answer.
I
at least want to be a 9.
This is just me. Oh my gosh.
I'm just kidding. I'm
all
joking.
Right,
I really am joking.
Okay. My 9 and 10 is like I'll just say this. My friends peg me for this. I love Latin women. I love Latinas. They were like, Robert, they're like, you like la type of girls. And I was like, leave me alone. And then I just look at the things and people I talk to and was like, damn, I do have a type. Because I'm like, that Ray Sure Life or whatever. I just butchered it. Like, I ain't got no type. Bad bitch is the only thing I like, which is very true. But it's kind of like, if I could like build a woman, it's kind of like, to be bilingual, Black and Latino, where I'm really gunning for, but and yeah, that's just,
you got a type.
I have a type, and we'll just say this: your mindset is definitely on my type, and like that is hard to replicate and find. To be 100% honest.
Thanks.
So that is something I don't take very lightly because I kind of just like, for me, we're like, when I'm a hypocrite, and as always, like you always call me out on my stuff, and my thing is like that, where it's kind of like, I just see that a lot in a lot of people now, and it's kind of like, we can't have deep conversations. I don't like that. My brain hurts.
Deep conversations are good.
Exactly. We're just kind of like, we're not even, I'm not, that I was about to say something that I was going to get canceled for. I ain't time to get canceled just yet. I'll get canceled a little bit later. But it's just kind of like, I really like a person's, like, who has that cognitive flexibility to not just point out everything I'm doing wrong, but also to be like, things like that. And one thing that goes overlooked for, like, what guys look for in, like, females, and I'll definitely let you have the last moment is, and like you've alluded to this a lot, and like I hope you don't ever downplay this trait. And one thing that now I remember I want to talk to you about is the whole like submissive, or like actually, like actually we may get into this potentially. I'm just curious. The great points. So I was just going with guys just like women who are, I say workable. When I mean workable is that they work with them, where it's kind of like, all right, I'm going to work with this guy. Not just like career where I'm like, I don't understand that camera's out. We're just going to start it up. Here we go. Big brain stuff. Anyway, just like, can I work with this guy? Is she going to work for me? Is she going to like, I make my money, playing video games. Like, she may not get it, but, like, she supports that. Or, like, all right, he's not doing this. I'm going to work with him. And, like, you, like, exude, like, I'm going to work with this guy. Whatever he's really passionate about, whether I have passion with her or not. And that's what a lot of guys really talk about, too, where, like, she works with me. Like, you know what? I don't be taking out the trash. She on my ass. But, like, she kind of gives me the benefit of the doubt. But that also, goes as long as, can get abused, and men do abuse that. But that's something that I really do appreciate about you. Like, you're very workable. Where it's kind of like, I can tell her a situation, and she'll work with me. Where, like, I can't take you to Tulum this month, but, like, give me some time, we going. Either it's together or whatever. But, or depending on how that camera's going, because I'm looking at that, I was really going to ask you, how do you feel about, there's this like conversation about, and it's this conversation along the lines of like men and women submitting to each other, and like this conversation around how like I will follow a strong man or I won't follow a strong woman type of thing. And I was wondering, what is your thoughts around when people say, or guys ask, or a female says like, I submit to my man, or I submit, how do you conceptualize that?
I feel like some girls like to like be taken care of, and like to feel that traditional sense of like the man takes care of the woman and like the man leads the house. I don't know what that looks like because I didn't grow up in a household like that. But I know some girls that they want their man, they want to they want the man to take care of them, like take care of like the financial stuff, and they want to be like whatever the man wants to do or decides like that. They're like, I gotta check with my husband first, I gotta check with my boyfriend first. My opinion on that is like to each his own. I just know I can't. I don't know. I'm very secure with like that's a bad way to put it. Not that like those women are not secure in themselves. I'm just like very I like to be in control of like, I like to make my decisions. I don't ever want to be in a relationship where I have to check in and be like, oh, like we gotta do this, let me check with my man first. Or like
really
like this, am I gonna go grab lunch with my friend, let me go check with my man first. Like I don't want to like be in a situation like that. And I also always want to have my own money and like my own, because I've been in a situation where I had to leave, and if I didn't have the money to leave, I would still be in that situation or in like a worse one. So I've always just been the person that I like to be the stronger person in the relationship, I guess, or like, I don't want to say like the man in the relationship, but I got my shit together, and I like having my shit together, and I like having my own, I like being like the head of my own shit, and like, not to say that the like other people who submit aren't that way, and I might not even be interpreting it the right way, but I
definitely think you're on the right track when I mean like submitting and things like that. And I guess I put it in the sense of like, and I just want to just use a little bit what you're saying, where it's kind of like, you want to have your own things and things like that. And I guess here's my only twist, or not even like a challenge or something that I would just want to propose to you, where it's kind of like, if you had a man who had, their stuff together too as well, and it's almost kind of like, I feel like people have a problem with taking time, taking turns leading, where it's kind of like there's certain activities, things like that, where we need Bella to like lead this, and Bella's gonna, be headstrong, and she's got this plan. In a sense, a man should, and people say submit, and like that word needs to be changed drastically, because there's like a lot of different like weak connotations to it, where it's kind of like, no, it's Bella's time to shine. Oh, that's that camera. That's out. That's fine. It's Bella's time to shine, right? So it's time for her to lead, and whatever your plan is, the guy should follow suit. And my thing is, him following suit is like, all right, what can I do to support that?
Yeah, taking turns being the supporter.
Exactly, and I think there's nothing wrong with what you're saying of being like, all right, you want to take control and do all this stuff. I just also see it as there has to be a point where, like, I hope too as well, where it's kind of like when he needs to take control, or he needs to, spearhead something that, you're supporting,
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I agree with that stuff.
But it takes two whole people to do that, because if, if I had my girl and she had something and she's like way more qualified, or like I'm giving her this opportunity to like show me something that I'm, she wants to, feel passionate about, I'm going to do everything I can to support that. And that's going to take me either A, shutting the fucking up to listen, me using, my mental brain power or my strength to do whatever to put her in that right position. And I think we just get that so misconstrued so much about like, all right, because in relationships, you're going to be 1B sometimes, you're going to be 1A sometimes. And it's just like, it just baffles my mind, where like people kind of like, or dudes or chicks are like, oh, she can't say this to me, or I can, or like checking in, where it's kind of like, you know, there's over checking in. By God, there's checking in, but it's kind of like, but that's a whole different conversation about, you know, checking in and things like that. But no, I just want to just, you know.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if I like interpreted that right. So I'm sorry if I said anything bad.
Girl, you're saying something that's true. Where it's kind of like, I don't think guys should want to take away or not want their chick to be strong, to
shine, or like to have their own thing. But some girls I know, like, they want to be they want to just be the support for their man, and they want to be that.
And I would challenge them that there's going to be a point in time where they are going to need their person to support them and whatever they do. If they want to do the basic, you know, and women, I'm sorry if I'm just generalizing, this basic domestic housewife stuff. There's even in the house, all right, you need to help me with this childcare at work, or you need to do this, or like I have these things to do. You need to step up. And I think...
Well, yeah, my mom was a stay-at-home mom, and that's a 24-hour job. I could never do it. And it's always like my dad got a break. He got to go to work. My mom was at the house with 4 kids who were in sports and had homework and had school and had lunches to make and dinner to cook. And, like, she never missed a practice. She never missed a game. She never missed anything of ours. With 4 kids and we all had games on the same day, she was there for all of them. Don't know how. Even we had... So I'm just like... There's time, like, with, like, my mom, too. She will, like, I think she's realizing it more now that we're all at the house, that, like, she kind of gave up a little bit of herself a little bit to, like, be that and have my dad spearhead the house, I guess, now that I'm looking at it from that perspective. But, like, yeah, I think it catches up to you a little bit later where you're just, like...
Yeah.
I don't know. For some women, I just see it in my mom.
In so many ways, that's why I like doing this shit that I do to, like, help enlighten people so there can be more households and you know, not judging your parents' situation and, you know, by George, my own situation, you know, my household, where it's kind of like, when you're working in a unit, when you're working in connectedness, where it's kind of like, if it's going to be the stereotypical stay-at-home mom and dad, things like that, that's one whole universe. One can't live without the other. One really can't glorify, well, I work, well, I stay at home. Well, when you get off work, and if the house is a mess, the kids got shitty diapers and all this other stuff, you're not going to recharge your work. And then obviously, if, you know, you're not producing at work, you know, you're not going to be able to, you know, fun lifestyles and things like that.
One is not greater than the other.
And that's the shit that baffles my mind, where people are like, well, I do this.
Yeah, people, like, I had this one lady that came in. I know we're probably way over time, but, like, I had this one lady come into my work, and she was a stay-at-home. She was not a stay-at-home. She was a working mom, and she was shading stay-at-home moms, and I had to check her right quick, where I was just like, my mom was a stay-at-home mom, and that's a really tough job to do, and you can't have one without, like, you have to respect it on both ends. Like, you know, it's hard to be a working parent, like, to have both parents who work, and, like, that's a job in itself too, to take care of, like, both the house and, like, your job. But, like, people who choose to be stay-at-home moms full time, like, that's a lot.
Or my dads.
Or stay-at-home dads.
Very few ones that are out there.
No, stay-at-home dads too. Just a stay-at-home parent in general. That's like, I can't imagine. Especially with multiple kids. I'm just like, I don't get it.
And, you know, I'm going to, you know, keep going on this quest. And I feel like I've spoiled. My mom literally is superwoman, Wonder Woman, and just my mom. Like, I got the best of both worlds, where she worked 7 to 7, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Make sure I had lunch, leadership. She did every homework assignment, went on every field trip. And, I get spoiled because I'm like, all right, you know, I'm going to do, obviously for me, I'm going to do the same thing for my kids. And it's kind of like, sometimes when I talk to some of these girls or anything like that, I'm like, all right, you know, You gonna stay at home? Okay, what else you gonna do? Because D'Angelo did it all.
Yeah.
So you stay at home and ain't no excuse. I need you to have a high profile. She kind of is mid-tier profile job, but like, it's just like I would romanticize like if there was two people doing that, man, them kids, man, their life gonna be kind of nice, and then we combine our income. We gonna be like the Joneses. So no, don't worry about the time, but see, this is why I love having you on. Because we don't have costs, I still want to ask you this. Any ending thoughts?
Ending thoughts?
Ending thoughts?
I don't know. I'm just like happy to be back here.
And you'll be back again.
Yeah, I'll definitely be back again.
As always, it's always a pleasure having Bella on, even though this will be released later. Shout out to you. Good luck in your competition.
Thank you.
And as always, keep shining. I feel your glow.
Yay.
I feel your growth. You are, you're a 10 in my book. After this,
I was at 8.3.
Oh my goodness, I'm sorry.
I'm just kidding, though.
I'm sorry.
I really am.
Lala and Zendaya have my heart.
So I would be a 10 if I was a different race.
This is funny. No, you being a beautiful black queen, that you've already got that down.
I'm just kidding. This is all a joke. I'm tired and can't laugh. So
this is fine. We're doing this off of work because we all love what we do. But this has been the Play No Game Show, and this has been your main host, Robert, with the wonderful, talented, and other things beside her beauty. Because she's more than that. She is a dope-ass human being. This has been fucking Bella rocking it out.
Thank you.
Deuces.
Though, you probably wonder if I think of you. Sorry, I'm for the bag right now. Yeah, I'm for the bag right now. Yeah.